So, in terms of you guys got the new Part 2 banners up here, we do have the Super Saiyan 2 Goku that does transform to Super Saiyan 3, and we also have the DAIMA banner as well, right? Now, both these banners show up the bat, I don't know if I recommend summoning for. Mainly because I wouldn't say worried, but concerned on what's the Part 3, right? Because obviously the Part 3 is, typically an Ultra, unless they change it this year for some weird reason, right? But, typically that's the Ultra, right? Now, I don't know best to describe this. A lot of people have been saying, which I do sort of agree, that this Legends Festival has been a bit of lackluster in terms of hype. Which, like I said, I do agree with in some cases, but I am obviously as well very hyped for DAIMA because I do really enjoy DAIMA. It's something new, and yeah, it's something refreshing, I guess is the word. So it's really good for me. Yeah, I'm hyped for that part. But I've seen a few people say they're not quite sick of DAIMA, but they wish they picked something else to fill in that slot just because how fast they've been releasing DAIMA units. Which I sort of do agree, but at the same time, like Legends is gonna always want to drop DAIMA stuff straight away. Sort of, I mean, that's why I thought Dokkan would do the same, because usually Dragon Ball games like to push out these sort of, new anime or movie stuff to do with the series. So it is very weird that Dokkan doesn't have it, but Legends does, drop these units often, which is good for Legends, but it's a bit weird unless Legends is like, hey, we just want to do whatever we can to sort of pump this out, sort of thing, right? Because it is free promotion as well for DAIMA, but I guess it benefits both parties at the same time. So, to me, it did make sense DAIMA would drop in some case during Legends Festival. I just wasn't sure if it was going to be a regular banner. It was going to be, as we all can tell now, an LF banner. But I think we all knew Legends was going to drop something hype when we had the, I think it was episode 8, was Goku vs Tamagami. So, yeah, I didn't really quite expect part 2 until I saw that, but yeah, it is good in one way. But yeah, the other LF, the Super Saiyan 2 Goku to Super Saiyan 3, I'm not very impressed with. Now, I don't know if impressed is the right word, but I wish I chose someone else. Mainly because it's another, Majin Buu Saga buff, which I can, I understand why, since it's Daima's obviously based around that timeline. It's just very repetitive, sort of thing. Like, if they held on to this Goku for, like, let's say, let's just say they dropped him at this, like, the end of January, around about that time, I'd probably be pretty hyped for him, right? But since we just keep getting Majin Buu buffs over and over again, it's just sort of repetitive, right? But animations-wise and art-wise, they both look really good. All of them actually look really good. I mean, Tamagami, I sort of wish they did something else with his background. But at the same time, I guess they didn't want to quite tease too much about the episode. Because they typically like to do that. Even when you look at the other DAIMA characters we got, the background isn't quite as detailed. Whether that's because, there's legal reasons behind it, I don't know about that part. But yeah, I sort of wish they did a little bit better on the background for Tamagami. But other than that, Goku looks really cool, and his alternative art as well. So they've done really well, right? The only other interesting thing is with these banners is typically, well, actually this banner here, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku one, is the units, right? Now the main reason I say the units is the last two. I don't know if it's the last 2 slot or 3, I can't remember the featured list. But they've brought back the tag Blue Goku and Vegeta, and we've also got Vegeta Blue, right? Now, I'm not saying they're gonna get a Zenkai, but I think one of them would definitely have a chance of getting it, which would be good for a few things, right? They could sort of, if we do get that Zenkai, that probably does, I'd say, semi-confirm, pushing to nearly fully confirmed for part 3 being movies, right? And if it's going to be movies, there's one unit everyone's been waiting for yet again, and that could be Beast Gohan, right? I'm not saying it will be, it might be, might not be, who knows. But if we do get another movies buff, Zenkai next week or something, I still haven't actually watched reveals and stuff. I'm actually planning on doing it after, when editing and all that. But yeah, I mean, they could have announced his Zenkai last night, I just didn't see it, but if not, then next week or the week after, if we do get a Zenkai and it's one of them, then that sort of leads towards the Part 3 Ultra, right? Which obviously is very good because we need something hype, right? Like I said, I'm very hyped for DAIMA, but Part 1 for me with like Vegeta Blue and Goku Black was hype, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't quite like last year sort of thing. It didn't quite feel the same. I don't know why, like maybe the vibe was different. I just don't know, it wasn't quite as impressive to me. They're cool units and all. I'm not, you know, saying anything bad about, you know, Goku Black and all that. It's just, I don't know, I guess the hype just wasn't there for some reason. And Part 2, right, like I said, I'm more hyped for DAIMA than the Goku, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but I guess it is what it is, right? Yeah, we're not really getting too lucky with these summons. Usually with these, I mean, I have actually pre-recorded these yet again. I will let you know, I did also some summons off camera, and I did get more luckier in the end. But I think it took me quite a fair bit just to get both of them. I didn't have to go to pity, luckily. But I don't know if I'd say I got shafted or not. Mainly because I got a few really good units that I haven't actually got up to 14 stars. So it was good to grab them extra dupes. Even though I didn't really need them, it's just cool for the collection, I guess. But the good thing about these banners is a lot of the old units have, well, not old units, but a lot of the anniversary units have come back as well. So I think on the Super Saiyan 3 Goku's banner, God Goku's returned, which is obviously very good for me because I'm a God Key / Fusion main, so that's good for me. But they also brought back the other sparklings, right? So even I think the old, yeah, I'll call them old, the purple trunks and then that cell as well. If you remember that banner that we had, that was really, you know, really skippable banner, I'd say. So I don't think many people would have him, or have both of them, which is good because they are on this banner. They are unfeatured. I don't know if their rate's been buffed yet. Well, not buffed, but boosted. I'm not too sure. But I will be doing a proper dissection of these banners in another video, which will probably drop maybe tomorrow or sometime on the weekend, depending. Because there's definitely a few videos to do, right? Because obviously there's new tickets as well dropping. If you've been watching that series that I got, I will have the fourth one, the fourth batch up, hopefully after this video goes up. So, yeah, the tickets are very, I mean, they're very easy in one way, but they are very tedious in another, because it's like, oh yeah, go get equipment, go do this, go do that, which you do typically get to do most of that anyway. But some of them are, like, obviously you can tell are more leaning towards the new players of the game, which is obviously good. But even playing the game for a while, it's like, oh great, now I gotta go back to this event, now to this event, you know. But yeah, if you're new to the game, it's obviously very good because you wouldn't have done probably most of the events, so you do get a lot of CC and that from it. But the ticket ban does look pretty good anyway. You know, I don't really see any big complaints about it. But yet again, I probably should mention this because a lot of people do keep questioning me about it. I don't know how many batch of tickets will be dropped each week. So then, because typically weekly they drop maybe, you know, let's say this week it could be 40, next week it could be 60, or it could be 20. I don't really know that sort of details. I just know usually every week, weekly reset, which for me, and also Japan time, if you're watching it from Japan, is typically on a Wednesday, right? So I think in America that's still a Wednesday. I think it's early in the morning Wednesday, I think. I could be wrong. By the way, these are sped up here the last few minutes here, just because I wanted to show that I did keep summoning to get them, but I didn't want to show the full length video, because I think in total, without, you know, speeding this up, there was like a total of like 40 minutes, 50 minutes of video, like footage of summons. And, you know, I don't typically like to let people watch, you know, all my suffering sort of thing, because it would be a very long video. Like I said, this would be nearly an hour long video. And, you know, you might like the commentary about it, which I do appreciate, but it's just very boring to watch, I feel. So that's really why, if I get really shafted on these summons, if I don't get any good modules, I just sort of speed it up, just to sort of, you know, fasten the process, right? But I do want to keep showing, you know, how deep I do have to go, just because some people might not believe me. You know, like, I wish I did it back in the old days with the old LF Blue Broly. That was probably my biggest shaft ever, which I really don't like talking about because it was that bad. But you remember, back in the day, we didn't have pity in Legends, so it was very, very rough to say the least. But I think I'll probably wrap up the video here. I think be a pretty good way to end it. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below actually how you feel about part 2 of Legends Fest, right? Or even Legends Fest in general so far. If you feel like we need more content in terms of events, characters, you know, better, you know, choice of summon units. And yeah, if you also actually did decide to summon this banner, hopefully you got good luck. And if you did, let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.